Coming up tonight on UITV, find out how Iowa City's newest restaurant was received by the locals.
How some area grandmas are redefining retirement.
And police find answers in a recent string of robberies.
And in sports, find out which Hawkeye made his way into the record books.
You're watching UITV News, your #1 campus and community news source, with Blake Jorgensen, Greta Miley, weather with Tess Butterman, and Megan Rowley on sports.
Thanks for joining us. Video surveillance and witnesses helped police to string together a series of crimes that occurred on December 4th in Iowa City. Police have charged Moselle McKee, Cordaro Pearson, and Xavier Wright with committing a crime spree that included robbing a man at gunpoint, stealing a car, taking items from another car, and attacking someone at gunpoint.
An Iowa City man has been arrested after posing as a Victoria's Secret rep to get women to send him scantily clad photos of themselves. In January, 29-year-old Sean Boyce claimed to work for the lingerie store and posted an online survey asking women to submit pictures of themselves wearing only a bra and panties. Those who completed the survey were told they would receive a gift card, and the winners were to be invited to a private photo shoot in Miami. 2 women submitted photos but received nothing in return. Boyce created the survey with university software he accessed using login credentials stolen from 2 UI students. Foodies around Iowa City flocked to the town's newest eatery yesterday. A new Iowa City restaurant opened its doors this week on the corner of Iowa Avenue and Dodge Street. Ride, a bicycle-themed restaurant, is serving up a diverse menu, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. The eatery is decorated with bikes, including one from the 1940s and a limited edition Grateful Dead tribute bike. The restaurant aims to appeal to the large and growing biking community in the Iowa City area, while also attracting patrons just looking for some good food. Co-owner Rock Hemmerer had this to say about their opening.
But we quietly opened the doors on Wednesday, and we're really surprised. There were people that had been watching the restaurant being built, and they were anxiously awaiting it. And we turned on the lights, and the restaurant filled up. So
we tend to think of grandmas as champions of the kitchen or the sewing machine, but how about grocery bags? Hannah Thompson tells us more.
Plastic bags. We see them everywhere, from out on the street to inside our grocery stores. But one local group is working towards making those bags a rare sight.
We are a group of grandmothers who are not afraid of working, and we have ideas, and we can speak up.
For the past couple of years, the 100 Grannies group of Iowa City has been making efforts to reduce fossil fuels and get plastic bags out of the hands of consumers. With California just becoming a bagless state, the Grannies think it's time for Iowa City to jump on board.
Actually, the United States is a little bit behind, although a number of cities now, New York, Boston, San Francisco, Chicago, have all banned the bag. There's no reason why Iowa City shouldn't do that.
Here at local store John's Grocery, they use about 1,000 plastic bags a week, which is significantly less than comparable stores like Hy-Vee or Target. But here at John's, they encourage their patrons to recycle their plastic bags.
We also recycle a ton of plastic. Every truck, we basically will do 1 or 2 bags of plastic, from shrink wrap to plastic bags and all that. So we're trying to be as conscientious about it as possible.
But even though some stores are making these efforts, the Grannies say it's not enough.
Recycling is not the answer either, because you cannot make a new plastic bag out of old plastic bags. They get downcycled rather than recycled.
So until Iowa becomes a bagless state, the Grannies say it's best to leave the plastic bags and bring your own. Hannah Thompson, UITV News.
Finals week is almost here, and students around campus are gearing up to hit the books.
Our own Nick Moffat hit the streets to find out more.
And that's right, guys. It's looking pretty busy out there, and students are especially crowding the library. I stopped to talk with a few about how they're feeling heading into the week.
It's really easy to get distracted because there's just so much work that I have to do.
Yeah, I have 4 in 5 days. So this is smooth sailing for me. No worries.
5 within 3 days. So having them all and then running from place to place and trying to study in those 3 days.
While all agreed that finals week might not be the most fun, they all have a little something they're looking forward to when they get home.
First thing I'm going to do after finals, I am going to hug my dogs and cuddle with them.
Probably sleep because I have 2 finals on Friday morning and probably won't be sleeping on Thursday.
Probably go downtown and have a few beers at Fieldhouse.
Reporting from the University of Iowa, Nick Moffitt, UITV.
Thanks, Nick. Campus may be abuzz now with students prepping for finals, but soon enough, things will start to look a lot less lively. Taylor Bartz has the story.
People walking around downtown Iowa City will be seeing a much different scene this week as university students head home for break. A town that is usually crowded with people looks more like a ghost town, which could mean disaster for local businesses. Downtown Iowa City is home to more than 200 businesses, all of whom are affected when students leave for academic breaks. One such business is Sun-Kissed Tanning Salon, located in the Old Capitol Town Center in downtown Iowa City. Tanning consultant Allie Setter says sales are down by almost half when classes aren't in session, and it makes it even more important to drive home sales when students are here.
Yeah, usually we plan for this because we know it's coming, but we really push hard like when students come back, like after summer break or right before they leave, we'll catch them, make sure you're coming back. We'll run promotions like after break, and that usually tends to help.
In the meantime, Setter says the team focuses on catching up on other tasks around the store and trying to stay prepared for the rush that will happen when the students do come back.
It's been super nice out for December lately, huh?
Yeah, I know. I barely felt like I've needed a jacket. Well, we'll now toss it over to Tess, who's standing by in the weather studio. Tess, what can we expect this weekend?
Happy Friday, Iowa City. Today was a cool 41 degrees and foggy. Tonight, temperatures will go down slightly to 35 degrees with mild winds. But just in time for the weekend, we'll be seeing pleasantly warmer temperatures. Saturday night, expect light fog with morning temperatures in the low 40s and day temps as high as 51 degrees, staying in the high 40s for the rest of that night. Sunday will be even warmer with a slight chance of rain throughout the day. Morning will see 46 degrees and a high of 54 degrees during the day, then low 50s Sunday night. Monday will be the last warm day with highs in the 50s and a slight chance of rain. The rest of the week, it's back down to the 30s, partly cloudy on Tuesday and Wednesday, with a chance of snow on Thursday and Friday. So take a break from finals studying and enjoy the warm weather this weekend.
Thanks, Tess. You may think that providing first aid to those in need of it is reserved for doctors, nurses, and Eagle Scouts, but the Red Watch Band program at the University of Iowa is proving that anyone, including students, can help save someone's life. The program, now in its 6th year at Iowa, simply wants to make campus a safer place. Students who enroll in one of the 2-hour sessions are taught how to give CPR, what to do for someone who's had too much to drink, and how to prevent injury or death to those who have consumed a dangerous amount of alcohol. Some of the program's volunteers have a personal connection to the lessons they teach.
I actually had a friend who passed away my freshman year from an alcohol-related overdose, so I started doing this program because of this.
The Red Watch Band program has trained over 3,000 students so far and is looking forward to training many more.
Meanwhile, another program on campus is taking a similar approach to preventing sexual assault.
Emily Fries tells us how giving power to the people may help victims in the future.
Students at the University of Iowa had only been back in classes for one day at the beginning of the fall semester when a sexual assault was reported at a campus dorm. Since then, there have been 8 more reported assaults on campus. This sparked anger in students and community members, seeing as just a few months ago, UI President Sally Mason had created a 6-point plan to combat sexual assault at the university. Part of Mason's plan included funding for the Women's Resource and Action Center, where trained coordinators like Megan Shore provide workshops on bystander intervention, an idea that men and women alike can break down behaviors surrounding sexual violence.
We focus on getting students, faculty, staff, community members to feel encouraged and empowered that they can recognize that something problematic is going on and then respond.
While there are many ways to intervene as a bystander, Shore says we still have a lot of training to do and more people need to be aware. Emily Fries reporting for UITV.
If you want more information, you can contact the Women's Resource and Action Center. The Hawkeyes and the Cyclones are setting aside their storied rivalry for a greater cause, helping out sick kids. The two schools have partnered in an effort to meet their goal of raising nearly $60,000 for the University of Iowa's Dance Marathon. Dance Marathon's biggest event, a 24-hour dance party that benefits the UI Children's Hospital, will take place in early February.
In the hall named after one famous University of Iowa astronomer, James Van Allen, there's now another trying to figure out the secret of Mars' ancient past. I had a chance to sit down with him and talk about his mission for Mars discovery.
It's a little bit hard understanding what happened 4 billion years ago from measurements today.
Halakis has a model of MAVEN and explained that it attempts to solve this ancient riddle by measuring the energy coming into Mars's atmosphere, the processes that happen in its atmosphere, and the gases that escape the atmosphere.
So if we can understand what escapes as a function of what goes in, then we can understand what may have happened to the atmosphere of Mars over time.
The mission will last at least a year, which is equal to half a year on Mars. Imagine a book so small you could wear it on a charm bracelet. Now imagine 4,000 of them. UITV's Katie Stites digged into the university's miniature library.
Colleen Tyson, a librarian at Special Collections, had to take to a microscope to find out what was inside this book. Turns out it contains the Bible's first chapter of Genesis. At about 4 millimeters, it was made to be sold at the 1965 World's Fair. It was thought to be the smallest book in the world at the time, made by a printing company to show off their tiny print technology.
And it had been a pair with one that was larger, that had the same text 10 times larger, that had been sold as a pair, so that there was one you could read.
As time went on, these micro-miniature books got smaller and smaller.
These micro-miniature books were made in Tokyo in 1980 and at the time held the Guinness World Record for the smallest books. They're about 2 millimeters in size.
But there are a wide array of sizes as well as subjects in the Charlotte Smith Miniature Book Collection, named after its founder. These artist books are some of the more recent additions among many older books. The oldest date back to the 16th century and were made with movable type, which means each tiny letter was set one at a time. Some are made in sets, such as a set of Shakespeare's works.
You know, it's the complete works of Shakespeare in a box, and so that's something that people want to have. They want to have all of them. But you'll see that again and again, where an entire set will be printed in miniature.
Though many people don't know about the collection, Special Collections has a blog on Tumblr, and it's given them more recognition. Visitors can view the site or stop in to see the collection in person. Reporting from the University of Iowa, I'm Katie Stites.
Brandon Scherf had quite the season for the Hawkeyes and got quite the prestigious award last night.
Yeah, I know. It's always great to see a fellow Hawkeye succeed.
Definitely. And standing by in the UITV sports studio to tell us more is Megan Rowley.
Thanks, guys. Senior offensive lineman Brandon Scherf was awarded the Outland Trophy on the Home Depot College Football Awards show at the Walt Disney World Resort. The Outland Trophy is given to the outstanding interior lineman in college football. Scherf is only the 4th Hawkeye to earn the award. The show was televised live on ESPN last night. Yesterday was a big day for the Gym Hawks. Sophomore Angel Metcalf and senior Sydney Hoare were named to the 2015 Big Ten Gymnasts to Watch list, announced by the conference yesterday afternoon. Last season, both Metcalf and Hoare received bids to the NCAA Regionals to compete in the all-around. The squad opens their 2015 season on the road at head coach Larissa Libby's alma mater, LSU, on January 9th. The in-state rivalry is alive and well in the Carver Hawkeye Arena this weekend. The 24th ranked Iowa women's basketball team made all the winning plays in a 76-67 victory over the Iowa State Cyclones in the Cy-Hawk Series matchup last night. Catch round 2 of the rivalry tonight when the men's basketball team takes on the Cyclones in Carver at 7 p.m. Back to you guys in the studio.
That's all for us on UITV.
I'm Greta Miley.
And I'm Blake Jorgensen. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.